Well, I don't know if it's a true statement or not, but 1 out of 3 isn't bad. So that's the only thing I got running today. I got all the parts in to work on the 2 handheld leaf blowers and the generator. So started working on that one because I actually got the parts on that one yesterday. So got up first thing this morning, started working on this one, and then I knew the parts to the other leaf blower were going to come in, and all it needed was tune-up. So just let me think here: fuel line, fuel filters, air filter, spark plug, new priming bulb. So that was coming in the mail. That should have been there at 9:30, which it did. It came in 9:30. So that one was finished at 9:30. Well, earlier 9:30, probably 7:30. So got the parts of the other one. Started taking it apart, and the carburetor. These, I don't understand why the world class of lawn equipment uses plastic pieces on their carburetor, but it had this, you know, plastic tip where the fuel line goes onto. And when I tried to pull that fuel line off, and I didn't give it a lot of pressure. I was using a pair of pliers, but I didn't give it a lot of pressure, and it just popped right off. And the thing is that, you know, that fuel just degrades those things over time, and they become brittle. So I had to stop and order a new carburetor. So that was a little frustrating, but that'll be here Saturday. I'll get it done Saturday, and then Monday they can have it. But now this job, I was going to make quite a bit of money on. He blew out the governor. So I ordered all the parts. Now this is a Chinese clone engine. It's like a Honda clone is what it is. So it's hard to get parts for these things. Well, I had to order the gasket. I got the gasket. That was like 40, well, I guess $29. That's the gasket, $29. And then the governor, which is right here. I'll take it out of the bag here. So this is the governor. And it comes in 4 pieces, but you can see there's 3. So you got the flywheel, and then you got the shaft, and then this little ring here. That's 3. But the 4th piece is missing. The piece that is missing, I already dug out of this machine. It's called the slide. It's right here. So this was sitting in the oil sump. What has happened, the way these operate, well, it's hard to show you because this is damaged. This shaft goes into this hole here, and then this goes onto that shaft. And as this spins, these spread out. And as that spreads out, this shaft the slide, it's hard to show you, comes out or in. It rides on this shaft here. The problem is this is the old one, and since the new package didn't come with the new one, you think I could use the old one, but I don't know if you can see that, but you can see that it got hit by something inside the engine, and it smashed it down and oval shaped the hole. So it doesn't fit. So I wasn't able to work on this. So I emailed the lady 2 days ago. I think it was 3 days ago. I emailed her, or I emailed the company, excuse me. Emailed the company and told them that there was a piece missing. So yesterday, or what was it? I don't know. They emailed back and said, please send pictures of the parts that you received and tell us what is missing. So I grabbed a screenshot of their website that showed that had all 4 pieces. I circled the piece that was missing, and then I took a picture of the set that I got showing it was missing a piece. So today I get an email. You going in? And it says, please provide a part number. Well, I already provided a part number. The part number was the package of parts. That slide doesn't have an individual part number. So I saw this turning into, oh, I'm going to get one email a day until the end of time. So I called them. And I said, hey, look, I've been talking to this lady, and I gave the name. And she keeps sending me emails, and they're cryptic, and I don't understand what she wants. Now she's wanting a part number for a piece that's missing. I said, I already given her a part number. And, I told her my name. And I said, okay, so here's my order number. She says, no, I already got it pulled up. I already know who you are. So I guess they knew that the phone call was coming. I said, okay, great. So now I've paid $2.85 for the part. It wasn't an expensive part. So you think, oh, that's good. But then I spent like 20 bucks or nearly 20 bucks in shipping. So, I mean, they made a fortune. That little piece did not cost $20 to ship in the postal mail, because that's where it came, was in postal mail. There's no way it cost that much. So I call them, and then we get it all, we figured out who we are. And she says, if you'll send that part back, I'll send you a new one. I said, but my customer's already complaining. I don't want to send this back and spend another 16 bucks so you can send me a new one. She said, no, we won't charge you, all right, almost 20 bucks. It was like, I don't know. I guess it was $20 with the part. I don't know what it was, but anyway, it was expensive. She says, no, we won't charge you more shipping. We'll take care of that. Okay. So I'm sitting there figuring out what I want to do, and the customer already wants his generator back. And I'm thinking, well, okay, if they send another part and it's missing, I'm going to be at this another week. He's giving me 6 weeks on this, but I'm thinking, this could be a catastrophe. I need to stop while I'm ahead. And I'm only $40 into it, or $46 into all the parts. And she says, well, we'll give you a partial refund. What, the $2.85? She said, yeah. So the part, $2.85, is what they refunded, but I'm still out the shipping cost. And I don't even see how that's fair. I mean, they want me to pay the shipping for a part that I can't use. I tell you. So I've decided I'm not going to work on that. I just can't. I can't do it. So I'm going to give him all the parts that I bought. I'm going to give him the machine back for free. And I've spent 3 hours on that already. And so he's going to get $46 in parts. He's going to get all that labor back for free, and I'm just going to give it back to him. I'm sure he's going to be mad. I don't know. He's the one that made the adjustment on the carburetor in the first place, which is what blew out the governor. If it had just left that governor arm alone, he didn't need to do that. So my point is I'm really disappointed I lost that generator. I don't know if I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that I lost some money on it. I hate that. And I know the trolls out there are going to say, no, you need to charge him. You need to charge him. And I'm just not going to do it. I've been talking about it all day with Carolyn. We asked AI what its opinion was, and everybody, we all agree that, we should just eat the cost. Sometimes you just eat the cost. And I'm never going to work on another generator again. I've tried many times, and it just becomes more of a pain than anything. The suitcase generators are just not even worth working on. They just take forever to work on, and by working on a carburetor takes you 4 hours. So I'm just not going to work on them anymore. When you get into these generators, you got to take that alternator off, and that's a sensitive job. I mean, you can break things pretty easy doing that. So I just don't think I'm going to do them. It's unfortunate, because I would like to still be able to work on the carburetors and the ignition coils, because those things are easy to work on, and those are the things that usually go out. Well, that's why he worked on this one. He left gas in it. Now he had to clean the carburetor, so he cleaned the carburetor, and he messed up the governor. So I have noticed that a lot of people do work on their own equipment, and they mess it up. So, then you wonder, should you even take those jobs? Because that could be a nightmare, and it's in disguise. So, although I'm upset I lost the money, and I've also lost all that labor cost. I mean, I was into it quite a bit. I am actually relieved I don't have to get inside that one. I mean, with him having over revving it, I was a little bit worried I was going to get inside it and there was going to be burnt bearings. And I mean, it still ran. I was able to start it and run it and then, you know, govern it by hand. It was a manual, you know, I did it manually. So I don't know, it's just quite concerning that I was going to get in it and it was going to be a big mess. So although I've got 3 or 4 hours into it already, I don't have the, you know, I haven't taken it completely apart, and then I would have to put it completely back together so I could give it back to him. Yeah, and all, you know, and of course I'd still have to use the seals. Even I got in there and realized, oops, this is a mistake. I would still had to use the new seals to seal it back up, just to find out it was a damaged engine. So I'd have been into it a lot of money and a lot of time, and still had to give it back to him for free. So this is probably better. I'm just not going to do these anymore. I'm going to stick to the lawn equipment. I really do think that's, I've said it many times, and I do make exceptions. Well, sorry for the interruption, but he just showed up, which was incredible. So you know, I was fully prepared. That's why I made this video, that he was going to be upset. So I was you know, I'd already planned out what I was going to say. I gave him all the parts and I showed him everything. So but he got here, he seemed quite understanding. He was disappointed. He wanted to know if he could sell it for anything. I thought, well, you know, you might be able to sell it on Facebook Marketplace and you know, get $100 out of it or something. That alternator's good. The carburetor, different parts are on it are pretty good. Somebody might want it. So he ended up giving me $20, which is not terrible. I mean, we kind of shared the cost of the parts. That was almost half, basically. So $22 would have been half. That's I guess that's a good deal. I mean, I still feel terrible that I lost some money on this deal, but I also gained an education. Yeah, I guess I'm just not going to work on the generators anymore. So feeling a little bit better. And he promised he'd give good recommendations and all that. So I mean, what can you tell? I mean, I explained the whole thing, that, you know, some of those Champions, they have Honda clone engines, and you might be able to find a Honda part that might fit, but the risk is too big. You know, you order all these parts and before you know it, you got $100 in parts and nothing fits. So what are you going to do? So, well, I mean, he understood. That's all I can say. I don't know what else to really talk about here, so I guess I'll jump off. So if you'll click this up next box to take the video over to my other channel, I really appreciate it. Go check it out. So if I can inspire you to hang in there so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.